What's going on YouTube? I have a iPhone 6 Plus here. Also with the 6 Plus, I got a few tools laid out in front of me. Now, before we begin, I just want to let you guys know this video is just going to show you how to remove the screen safely and securely without doing any damages, if not the least amount of damage. Uh, if you attempt this video, it's going to be at your own risk. I won't be held liable for any damages done. Now, if you do attempt it, it does require a little bit of patience. Now, if you're okay with that, let's begin. I have here a star screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, a pry tool, a spudger, guitar pick, and you will be needing one of these suction cups. It doesn't necessarily have to look like this, but anything that would be able to lift the screen up just a little bit, not too much. Now let's begin. Let's get these out of the way. Now, this is where we use the star screwdriver. It's a micro size. As you can see, there's two screws located at the bottom of the iPhone. Almost all iPhones have these, so it's nothing new if you previously worked on a similar model or a little bit later model, but it should work. Now let's just remove these two screws. Now, once you remove them, please, and I stress this, please remember where you put the screws, because these screws are really important. For one, these screws right here is what keep or hold the screen in place. For example, if you were to drop the phone, the screen would pop out if you don't have these screws here, so please remember where you put those. Once you remove those two screws, then you would use your suction cup. Suction cup is just to gently lift the screen up just enough to where you can get the pry tool in. Here we go. As you can see, I'm just trying to get a good camera view. Screen's not lifted as much, but once you lift it just a tad bit, you can see a little room to squeeze your little pry tool in. There we go. It's enough. If this fits in pretty good, then I would recommend trying one of these, because this would do a little bit more, or be a little more effective. Now, I forgot to mention it. Whenever you try to open an iPhone, start at the bottom. Here we go. We got the screen open just a tad bit, enough to hold it. And start from left to right, or right to left. I mean, side to side. You don't want to start on top to bottom. So you gotta start from the bottom first and side to side. Once you get one side lifted, as you can see, it's lifting, then we go to the other side. Trying to get a good view. And as you can see, it's lifted. Now, once you have both sides lifted, just remove the suction cup, and you're gonna lift from the bottom up, because this way you avoid doing any damages to cables located at the top. Just trying to get a good view, like this, up to top. And reason being is the top has cables, and you don't want to damage any of those cables. Once you have the screen lifted, you want to disconnect the battery first. Always disconnect the battery, because if it's connected, you got a high chance of you being shocked or messing up the phone. So please remove the battery first. And there's two screws holding the battery, 1 and 2. Now, once you have those two screws removed, again, remember where you place them. And then the shield should come off easily. Now, whenever you lift this, sometimes this cable connector is sometimes stuck to it, and whenever you lift the shield up, or the metal shield or metal plate, it would be stuck to it, and this would also disconnect. Not to worry, there's no break problem, no big problem. You can also just clip it back in once you get the job done. But for now, if it does come up, just leave it disconnected for the time being. And out of the two, this is the charging port connector, and this is the battery connector. And lift it, and just like that. Use one of this is where you use plastic pry tools, because you don't want to use anything metal. Metal causes a little bit more damage, and you don't want to cause any damage to the motherboard, because you would have to get it micro soldered, and that is not cheap. And once you have the battery disconnected, now you can safely disconnect the screen. As you can see, there's 5 screws: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Remove these 5 screws, and then the metal plate should come off. And like I mentioned earlier, please remember where you put your screws, because they will be need to. You wouldn't have to put them back once you get the job done. All right, let's get a closer look. Now, this is a closer look to what's underneath the shield. Just trying to get a good view, good lighting. This is where you use your pry tool, your spudger, to lift the connectors. There should be 4, one on the side. This one should be on the side. You can lift this first, or you can lift it second. And then you lift this, or you can do vice versa, whichever is easier for you. Underneath this connector is another connector, and underneath that connector is another one. So there will be a total of 3 connectors underneath here. Lift. We got one out of the way. We got. There we go. Trying to get good lighting. There we go. We got that one, and the other one came off as we unclipped that one. So there will be a total of 3 cables, connectors on this side, and one on the left or right side, depending on your angle. But as you can see, on the top, there's this one on by itself, and 3 on the same side lined up. Now, once you have those cables disconnected, now you have the motherboard and the iPhone itself. Now, I'm gonna make this video into different parts, so stay tuned for more videos. I'm gonna show you guys how to change the battery, or have it replaced, speaker replaced, and the charging port replaced. Now, this is just a simple, easy tutorial showing you how to remove the screen safely without doing any damages. If you follow these instructions correctly, then you should end up to where I'm at without any damage whatsoever. Now, if you found this video helpful, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, fire away in the comment section, and I should get to you guys whenever I can, or as soon as I can. And thanks for watching.